So you have a session coming and you have no idea what to do. Don't worry, I got you. Consider this. After a long day of adventuring and fighting and doing whatever you as a game master give your players to do, the player characters are pretty tired and they decide to go to sleep early that night. They rest by a forest because it seems to have a very pleasant atmosphere to it and a nice aroma too. At about midnight, one by one they start waking up only to realize that they have shrunk to about 3 inches. They hear a voice of despair running their way, followed by what sounds like armor and weapons clanging against each other. So the player characters get ready for combat. What they see, however, is not what they had expected. A fairy, which is now their size, is running away from what looks like a squadron of other fairies. She introduces herself as Farah and she asks the player characters for help. She reveals that she used some sort of fairy magic to shrink them because they seem like they were the only ones who could help. The captain of the squadron, Haida, apologized to the player characters and asked them to please forget what they have seen. She also promises that she will regrow them back to their original sizes. If the players decide to ask a little bit more about what is going on, they reveal that Farah was looking for help anywhere they could get it. You see, a strange fungus-like creature has been growing in their home tree, and they've been trying to figure out a way to clear it out, but they have been unsuccessful. Farah decided to look for outside help, even though it was prohibited by the laws of their culture. If the players decide not to help, they will just be regrown into their original size. But if they do decide to help, a story ensues, with a cool reward too. They go back into the home tree and Haida realizes that the fungus has been spreading even faster than they thought. Now for this, there's like 2 ways in which I think the story could go. One way requires stealth, and it would require the characters to infiltrate into the home tree, find the core, and destroy the core so the rest of the fungus starts dying out. The second way would be the barbarian way, which is just to go in, kill all of the fungus-infected creatures, kill the core, done. But the important part about today's episode is not necessarily the story hook, but rather the reward that you can get out of this. Now, despite the fact that you saved the home tree, Farah is still in a lot of trouble. You see, in their culture, asking for help outside of fairy kind is a punishable offense, punishable by death. So instead, Farah asks if she can trade her life away for a life of service to the player characters. Either that or she turns to pixie dust. Regardless of whether or not they decide to go with this, they will be turned back into their original size. But if they do decide to go along with this, they will gain a new NPC for the party. Now, I just released, along with this video, another video in which I talk about the different kind of rewards that you can give your players, and one of them is giving them an NPC that follows them around. Now, Farah will be an NPC that won't really have a stat block unless you decide to give her a stat block. But the cool and important thing about Farah is that she has certain features, certain skills that she's able to provide to the party. So Farah provides the party 3 different abilities. The first ability is an action that allows Farah to become radiant for up to 1 hour before going into a long rest. This 1 hour period could be either continuous or separated into different intervals. The light she emits is pretty close to that of a small candle. She may emit double or triple the light, however, it does consume double or triple the allotted time. Her second ability is called Pleasant Dreams. Being a Dreamwalker fairy, Farah knows how to enter the dreamscape, granting a night of pleasant dreams to 1 person or creature per night. The third ability is Fairy Healing, in which basically at least 3 times before going into a long rest, Farah is able to restore the health of 1 creature. Now for this one, I decided not to give any numbers because different systems have different health averages and I didn't want to make it seem extremely powerful or very lacking. So you figure out the numbers. So there you go. You should definitely watch the other video that I released with this one this week. It's really cool to know what ways you can reward your players that are not just giving them money or giving them magical items. Going to post a card at the end, and if you haven't done it yet, make sure that you like the video, Subscribe to the channel and share the video with someone who you think might like it, and also click on the notification bell icon so you can stay up to date with all the videos that I post. And if you found this cool and you think you're going to use it, or if you already used it, let me know in the comment section below. Also follow me on Twitter, but most importantly guys, have a great day, and the most amazing peace. Catch you next time guys.